So you want to buy a class, but you don't know which one? Don't worry. Today I'll be ranking classes based on their usage and how some overpowers your gameplay. Meanwhile, others just, you get the point. Let's get started. Camper is an entry-level class, which is good if you're new to the game or if you're trying to reach day 500. The 10% less hunger drain is a chef's kiss for the late game when you're AFK farming days. The only downside is that with Camper, there's not many perks which are useful for the early game. Still, at the cost of 10 gems, the Camper is worth the perks. I would place Camper at B on the tier list for its cost and perks. The Scavenger class is kinda cool at the start, but gets trash after day 100. The extra sack space and bonus scraps from chest gives you a good boost at the start. Not to mention, chest unlocks faster, which makes this class heavily reliant on chests, so you better take down every single chest. But as you reach day 100, there are not many chests available to open, and plus the extra sack space becomes pretty useless. So this class becomes absolute garbage for late games. There for 25 gems, it's a bit better than Camper, but not the best. I put Scavenger at B with Camper. The cook is best when you're in a team of 4. It allows you to season food, but let's be damn honest. The seasoning barely brings up the hunger bar. It also has the chance to make a hearty stew, which replenishes 10% health and 20% hunger. At this point, you're better off farming pumpkins instead of wasting 40 gems for this. So if you plan to use Cook when you aren't in a team.
What?
Anyways, I put Cook at the C tier. This is the most trash and useless class in the game. The perks it has won't help you a bit in your run. Also, you can craft a hammer easily from the Blacksmith, so the Decorator's easily a D tier for me. The Hunter is not the great at first, and it gets more useless later in the game. The higher meat drop rate and the pelt drop rate is useful at the start. However, as you go further into the game, you'll be mostly farming farm plots, so the meat drop rate will be useless. You will also max out the trader later, so the pelts also become useless as well. The only advantage I see in Hunter is if you're farming pelts for clothing in the snow biome. I'll place Hunter at the C tier since it's not pretty expensive. The Medic is a decent class. It gives you 2 free bandages at the start, which is useful for early revive. If you use Medic, I recommend you to play with a team. The only downside is that the Medic doesn't have any good perks for the long run, so it won't help you if you're trying to speed run the game or reach day 100. I put it at C tier along with Hunter. The Base Defender is an underrated class. At 40 gems, it offers 2 defense blueprints, which are extremely useful, along with handy perks in defeating cultist raids. This class is actually great if you're building one of those safe base builds and AFK farming in them. The only downside is that the perks are somewhat limited in early game. I'll place Defender at the B tier. The Support is a class which is somewhat seen as a disadvantage and useful class in my opinion. Looking at the perks, I can confidently that this class is someone's shield. It helps to deal and absorb more damage, which is a chef's kiss for the bonded player. However, the place where the Support loses its power is that its perk is kinda not useful for the class owner. The best usage I see for Support is if you're farming days with an alt or a friend who never gets out of the base. This is OP on someone else's perspective, but not yours, so for that, I'll put Support on the B tier. The Gambler is on the same page as Scavenger. It's also heavily reliant on chests, so on late game, this class gets pretty useless. The speciality of this class is the random item it gives you. You could be lucky and get a laser cannon or get a fishing rod instead. Unless you're a lucky man, just don't waste your gems on this class. I'm putting this class on the C tier. The Lumberjack is such a goated class. This class can help you in gathering tons of woods during the early game ASAP. This is so good because you need wood for almost everything during crafting in the early game. The perks it gives is going to boost you a lot in the early game. And for its price, I put Lumberjack in A tier easily. The Ranger is kind of overpowered in the early game. A flash, revolver, and ammos. That's such a great combo for its price. This class is perfect for speedrunning the early game, carrying your teammates, and also stronghold farms. The only downside to this class is that this class gradually loses its power as you progress days or make AFK farms. For this, I put Ranger on the A tier. The Brawler is an extremely powerful class. I mean, just look at the perks. This class is so heavenly when you go attack with any melee weapons. This is literally a chef's kiss if you solo cultist sites or save kids with a team using a spear. The only downside to this class is that you can't use any sort of ranged weapon. And for this, I put Brawler on the A tier.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything.
The Alien class is one of the most perfect classes in the game. And I mean, just look at the perks it has. Excellent visibility, sprint faster. These two are so goated for exploration. The best thing about this class is the ray gun it gives, which has unlimited ammo. It's so perfectly balanced that it's perfect for everything from scouting, saving kids, looting, raiding military bases, you name it. This class easily gets on the S tier without any doubts. Berseker is a mostly mid-class. It's good if you're going solo or on a duo in combat a lot. By the perks, its biggest advantage is it auto-revives you, which is great if you die fast early game. It also helps you deal more damage when your HP's lower, so it's not bad if you melee attack often. The downside is that this class is low-key useless if you're staying in the campfire all the time, since it doesn't have that much advantages. This class is great for talent due to the auto-revive, so I put this on the B tier. The Chef is a pretty underrated class in my opinion. The best thing about this class is that you get a chef's station and a recipe book, which are so goated, especially when you're in a team. This class is perfect for you if you're the housewife of the team who cooks food for everyone using the station. The recipe book contains so many recipes with useful boosts, which can make you carry your team. The only downside is that it's limited for exploration. But if you get this class, you're going to stay in your base either way. And for its price, this class deserves the S tier. Blacksmith is good early game, but it falls off quickly as you progress since you almost have nothing to build. It's good for speedrunners for building beds early, and also the extra scraps are a good perk. Other than that, this class is basically useless like a decorator. I put this class on the C tier. Fire Bandit is a powerful class, and I'm not backing up on that. It gives you a free infernal crossbow along with a wildfire, which are OP for raiding cultists, sites, strongholds, or savings kids. Not to mention the crossbow has unlimited ammo also, along with so overpowered perks. The loss is that the damage by crossbow is comparatively low than others, and it takes more time to reload. But this class is worth the money, so I'm putting this on the A tier. Okay, honestly, I don't know the actual use for Poison Master, but I'm not gonna lie, this class is pretty decent. It offers a blowpipe, which offers unlimited ammo, and also deals passive damage due to the poison. The poison armor that it provides also deals passive damage to enemies that attack you. The worst thing about this class is the blowpipe reload time, which is 10 seconds and takes so much time. In short, I'm just gonna say this class is gonna be trash for cultist raids like strongholds, military bases, and so on. I actually think the Fire Bandit offers more than this class at the same price, so I'm putting this class on the B tier. This class is one of the most overpowered class in the game. You get high movement speed, kunais that deal a ton of damage, along with a critical chance that can one-shot so many mobs. This class is perfect for scouters who roam around the map very often and save kids, which is perfect for speedrunning and carrying the team with resources. However, this class is pretty expensive, but despite its pay-to-win perks, it's definitely worth it. So the Assassin goes to the S tier easily. The Cyborg is easily the best class you can get with your gems. It has some of the most goated perks. The increased alien tech damage is so OP for one-shotting mobs, but the ability to splash damage using the cannon is just a chef's kiss for early game and late game secure. This class is perfect for stronghold farms, cultist raids, saving kids, and more. I don't even have to say anything more of how OP this class is, so this definitely goes to the S tier. The Pyromaniac is no different from Cyborg except for the fact that it relies on canisters and oil barrels for fuel, which is a huge L. However, it does have the ability to give passive damage by lighting mobs on fire. Except the fuels, this class is also OP, and the same as Cyborg, making its way to the S tier also. This class is pretty mixed in my opinion. I would recommend this class if you fight mobs often and care about buffs a lot, because you need to consume them in this class. This class gives you a list of pelts, and upon completing, you get some awesome perks. But the loss here, you have to earn your buff, so this class is more like a staircase to the perks rather than giving you the perks. It's pretty decent, but trying to get pelts, especially from bears, can put you in a dying risk, and plus the items it gives are mediocre at best. This class is for those who grind snow biomes often, so I'm putting the big game hunter on the A tier for this. And there you have it. Here's the full list of the class ranking. If you are still struggling to pick which classes to head for, I recommend following this roadmap as this balances almost all the things. That's it for today. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and also mention your favorite class and why so others know. See y'all in the next video.